Ayman al-Zawahiri, a name that made headlines since the 9/11 attack, was the leader of al-Qaeda and America's most wanted terrorist. It was the morning of August 1, 2022, when US President Joe Biden confirmed the death of the al-Qaeda leader and gave insights into the plan executed by the CIA.
Killing 224 and wounding over 4,500 others. He carved a trail of murder and violence against American citizens.
But before going into that, let's look at his life. Ayman al-Zawahiri was born on June 19, 1951. This Egyptian-born terrorist was a surgeon and held a degree in medicine and a master's in surgery. Though he has been the leader of many terrorist attacks, the highlight of his career was the 9/11 attack in 2001, which he led in association with Osama bin Laden. Coming from a prosperous and prestigious family, as described by the New York Times, Zawahiri had a studious youth. He loved poetry and hated violent sports and called them inhumane. From serving in the Egyptian army as a surgeon to becoming the most wanted terrorist in America and having a $25 million bounty announced for his information, he came a long way. It's reported that the sexual violence against women under the rule of Zawahiri was growing exponentially. Not only were girls kidnapped, tortured, and held captive by him for his own sickening pleasures, but he is also accused of asking his followers to do the same. It has probably become more dangerous to be a woman than a soldier in armed conflict. The saying seems to be true when it comes to the area controlled by the al-Qaeda. It became a daily occurring to use sexual violence, rape, sexual and other forms of slavery, and other forms of abuse against women to widespread his terror among the civilians. But that is a story for another time. In this episode, we will be focusing more on how the plan of his murder by the CIA was executed. But before going further, make sure you have subscribed to our channel. According to the officials, Ayman al-Zawahiri was hiding in one of his safe houses after the fall of Kabul to the Taliban. They got to learn about this in early 2022 and started tracking him and his family ever since. After months of tracking him and collecting information about his safe house, the officials learned that Zawahiri himself had also moved there from Pakistan. Though he never left the safe house after arriving there, the secret agents were still capable of tracking his daily habits and sending the confirmation of him being the real al-Zawahiri. The building where he used to live is located in Sherpur, a neighborhood in downtown Kabul that used to be derelict, but was converted into an affluent and tightly controlled area after its takeover by the Afghan Ministry of Defense. It is said that it was the period between May and June 2022 when the officials, along with Biden, made the plan of killing Zawahiri. After analyzing his daily routine, officials concluded that Zawahiri had a particular time for sitting on his balcony, and they decided to use this opportunity. American officials constructed a scale model of the building in order to prepare for the strike. Apart from killing Zawahiri, they were aiming to cause no harm to anyone, neither his family nor any other occupants in the house. As a result, they had to be extra careful and had no chance of messing up. The model was shown to Biden on the 1st of July, and several officials, including the director of the CIA, the director of National Intelligence, and the director of the Counterterrorism Center, discussed the strike plan with Biden during the day. It was the day of July 25 when Biden received his final briefing and all the officials gave their unanimous approvals to it. After months of preparations and endless calculations, it was finally the day of execution. On July 31st at 6:18 a.m. local time, a US-operated drone fired two AGM-114 Hell missiles at al-Zawahiri while he was standing outside on the balcony of his house. The missile had a special design to minimize collateral damage. This Hellfire variant was speculated to have been the R9X, armed with a kinetic warhead with pop-out blades instead of explosive, and used against specific human targets. A few days later, Zabiullah Mujahid, the chief spokesperson of the Taliban, assured that Afghanistan would not become a refuge for terrorism against any country and insisted that the organization would honor the withdrawal agreement while warning the US to stop violating it. He later claimed they did not find a body at the site, making several rumors erupt all around the world. But the real question in the end is, did al-Qaeda die with Ayman al-Zawahiri?